Our survey leapfrogs in from 16 to 9, and it's the fourth top 10 hit for the Australian sensation called INXS. We caught up with guitarist Tim Farriss before a show in Southern California and asked him if with three Farriss brothers in the band, do the Farrisses have majority rule?
There's no real segregation between the brothers and the non-brothers at all, really, except that we all get on the phone to call Dad for his birthday or something like that. You know? I mean, really, we've all grown up together, all of us. I mean, Michael wasn't a singer. We sort of found in an ad or something. He was Andrew's best friend, you know, so I've known them long before that he was living in the band.
Old hard cash. Weekly backstage passes for Ron Delgner and a ride from Limo One and our platinum prize Caribbean vacation from ESJ Towers Resort. Call now, 540.
This is Brett Michaels.
We like to be Australian and remember the fact that that's where we came from and where we started originally, and most of us still live there. But it's hard to really feel like we're an Australian band anymore when we're never there to really know what's going on there anymore, you know. And when I am, the last thing I want to do is sort of be involved in rock and roll. I want to go fishing.
That Australian band moves a powerful 5 notches to number 4 this week with new sensations. We asked guitarist Tim Farriss if there's any truth to the rumor that when INXS played the desert outback, they had to use oxygen on stage to help them breathe.
That's actually not just one of them. That happens in lots. I mean, it's like, you know, virtually no air conditioning. And, you know, back in the days when the pubs were really thriving in Australia, there were no, like, fire marshal laws, or there were, but they just weren't adhered to. And so, you know, people would take a room that would be, say, legally capable of holding 500 people, and they put 2,000 people in there, right, in the middle of summer when it's like 105 degrees outside. And with a really low ceiling, so the lights, each light is like a 1,000-watt light, you know. That's like a 1,000-watt heater. And when you're talking about having 200 of them up above your head, you know, and that kind of rum, it just turns into this thing where everything melts. I've seen vinyl and speaker boxes melt in Australian pubs, and it gets so hot the microphone, you can't touch microphone stands and things like that, you know. It's bizarre, and it starts raining because the moisture all collects on the roof.
The great musical rivalry between Sydney and Melbourne, which one comes out on top?
I think both cities are obviously equally good. But the thing about Australian bands is they're all different. They all try to be as different as cheese and chalk from the next band. Whereas I find in other countries, particularly America, you know, if one band gets the top at being really good at one thing, there'll be a zillion bands that'll try and be exactly like them, just to have the same kind of success. They don't seem to think enough about being completely different, you know what I'm saying? And that's the big difference between Australia and the rest of the world, really, is that there's not one band that wants to be anything like another band.
Joins.
That's the point, you know, you gotta try and...
Latest, all fired up. Tumbling 4 notches to number 7 is the only Australian act in our countdown, the wholly excessive rock and roll band called INXS. The sound of INXS has changed significantly from album to album. We spoke to Tim Farriss and asked him if the current sound is here to stay or only the sound of the moment.
I dare say it's probably INXS for the moment, but I mean, every album's been different from the other album. To me, the Kick album sounds more like a sort of a culmination of all the albums, but then I see the same thing in every album. I don't think the next album's going to be that dramatically different from Kick, but it will be different enough to you know, maybe confuse people.
Let's sedate. This is the awards show that...
And this is America's Top 10.
The first of the 2 Australian acts in our survey climbs a notch from number 8.